So hello guys, welcome to another video, and for today's video I will be creating another version of my previous summaries in this Cisco Networking Academy, and now we have here the chapter 1 again, exploring the network. Networking impacts in our daily lives. Network support the way we learn. Network support the way we communicate. Network support the way we work. Network support the way we play. So in our modern world today, we rely on gadgets, we rely on we rely on our way of communication, and of course networks help us to reach out with our loved ones in other countries, and of course we learn with network support, and we are free to communicate using the network, and we can also use the networks in our work, and it supports the way we play our roles in this society. So we have here the components of a network. There are three categories of network components: devices, media, and services. So in the images here, we have here the devices first. So the devices, it pertains to the physical devices, which is the desktop computers, the servers, the routers, the switches, the IP phone, and other devices. And for the media, we have here the connections of the shown here is the connections of every device is connected with one another. And for the services, it is the services that every device use as their main functions. Components of a network and devices. So as I have said in the previous slide, the end devices are the physical devices. So shown here is the computers, printers, VoIP, telepresence endpoint, security cameras, and mobile handheld devices. Network infrastructure devices, we have here the intermediary devices are the switches, the routers, and the firewalls. So firewalls is not a device but is a service for our devices. We have two common types of network infrastructures. It is the local area network or LAN and the wide area network or WAN. So the local area network, its scope is it just has a scope of a small place or small establishment, while the wide area network, it supports a city and a whole vicinity. And we have other types of networks, which is the or the MAN or the Metropolitan Area Network, the WLAN or the wireless LAN, and the SAN or the Storage Area Network. Supporting network architecture. So there are four basic characteristics that our underlying architectures need to address in order to meet user expectations. We have fault tolerance, scalability, quality of service, and security. So these are the network architectures to be followed for a better implementation of the networks that are installed. Providing network security, we have here an image showing at the middle is the benefits we get from the network, and the orange ring here is the security for our for the benefit that we get in the network. And of course, in the outside of the orange ring, we have here the threats that can come, that can interfere with our data. Of course, we have the identity thief, criminal, cheat, competitor, and fraudster. So bring your own device. The concept of any device to any content in any way is a major global trend that requires significant changes to the way devices are used. This trend is known as bring your own device, or BYOD. So the trend in our society today is that every person walking around in a certain place must have their own devices at their pockets, and they use it for network communication and other stuff that it can benefit us. Also, we have here in the network trends the online collaboration. So online collaboration is that we have the ability to collaborate with other people using the devices and also the network to communicate with them and share our ideas with other people. For video communication, um, we interact with other people, or we communicate with other people using a video conference, and having our faces showing in the camera, and making the other people show off what we wanted them to learn. So we have a graph here. We have the world population, the internet users. So we can see here the world population is the gray. So we have here the white gray line. So we have 2.8 billion worldwide internet users. For internet users, we have 250 million worldwide internet users. So the gray one is the number for the users in the world population, while the internet users only has the 250 million worldwide internet users. Of course, these 250 million worldwide internet users also belongs to these 2.08 billion worldwide internet users. Cloud computing. Cloud computing offers the following potential benefits: organizational flexibility, agility and rapid deployment, reduced cost of infrastructure, refocus of IT resources, creation of new business models. So in cloud computing, we so cloud computing in our network trends is managing the data to servers, and also keeping and protecting some of the information that we wanted to protect from unauthorized personnel, and to avoid the and to avoid some some network interference on our data. So network security, threats to networks. We have here the internet. In this image, we have in the internet, and of course, an external threat attempting to go inside the firewall and into the compromised host. So there is a internet internal threat here present in the inside of a network and other devices, and there it from the external and the internal, it breaks into the compromised host to do its job of getting information and other threats to be that is available in the network industry. So security threats, the most common external threats to networks include virus, worms and Trojan horses, spyware and adware, zero-day attacks, also called zero-hour attacks, hacker attacks, denial of service attacks, data interception and theft, identity theft. So here are the most common threats that occurs in our networks, because no matter how secure we have in using our devices, there are some instances where some outsider or unauthorized personnel can attack your devices and get your information from it and duplicate them or break your devices by doing such malicious acts. We have here the solutions: antivirus and spyware, firewall filtering, dedicated firewall systems, access control lists, intrusion prevention system, and virtual private networks. So in the previous slide, we have here the security threats, and the next slide we have here the solutions for the threats, for preventing the threats to come in our devices. So summary, in this chapter you learned networks and the internet have changed the way we communicate, learn, work, and even play. So in the first slide, I have explained that already, that networks help us in learning. It also helps us in our work, and also it helps us play the role that we are in the society, into the society. Networks come in all sizes. They can range from simple networks consisting of two computers to networks connecting millions of devices. So the second bullet pertains to the LAN and the WLAN and other types of networks that comes from small networks to large networks. The internet is the largest network in existence. In fact, the term internet means a network of networks. The internet provides the services that enable us to connect and communicate with our families, friends, work, and interests. In the third bullet, it talks about the internet and its role in our world, and of course, it is the largest network because the internet is far more vast than those local area networks and the wide area networks. So internet is a whole a whole lot bigger network than those types of networks. And the network infrastructure is the platform that supports the network. It provides a stable and reliable channel over which communication can occur. It is made up of network components including end devices, intermediate devices, and network media. So here the network infrastructure is told to be important because it supports our network and also having a proper setup of our devices and intermediate devices. We can easily make communication a lot faster and easier by configuring every each device that needs configuration. So networks must be reliable. So this bullet talks about the network being reliable or being a protected type, and also it tells us to make our data more encrypted in our networks to avoid security threats from coming by, and for them not to consume our time fixing some of the problems. Network security is an integral part of computer networking. Regardless of whether the network is limited to a home environment in a single connection to the internet or as large as a corporation with thousands of users. So here network security is the topic, and the network security is important in protecting our files, protecting our configurations, and protecting the data and information that we have on our devices. So it doesn't matter if we only have a small connection to the internet or whether it is a large corporation. Network infrastructure can vary greatly in terms of size, number of users, number of types of services that are supported on it. The network infrastructure must grow and adjust to support the way the network is used. The routing and switching platform is the foundation of any network infrastructure. So, network infrastructure is involved again here. And of course, here it is said that a network infrastructure reaches a big amount of voltage. So again, having a good network infrastructure enables us to allocate some users and of course the services that the network supports. It also supports the way the network is used. And routing and the switching is used for the network configuring some of the networks and make them work properly for users to use it mindfully. And that's the end of my summary for chapter 1. And I hope you learned something in my summary. And stay tuned for my another version of my chapter 2. summary up to chapter 11. So I hope this video is still acceptable, and I want to pass my subject, and I hope I can comply everything. And that's it for my drama, and thank you for watching, and goodbye.